Welcome to the Dynasty Dads Podcast. Football, rankings, debates, dad stuff with your host, Justin Williams and Matt Renshaw.
And welcome everyone to this edition of the Dynasty Dads Podcast. I am your host, Justin Blitzen Williams, and with me, as always, Rudolph, the red-nosed Renshaw. Matt, how are you?
That was no rolling of the R's.
Nope. Don't feel like rolling the R's, man.
You're on the Christmas spirit, huh?
Lost all my championship games. Well, my semifinal games. I was in 3.
Yeah.
I am not in a happy Renshaw rolling mood.
Yeah, well.
How was your semifinals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apparently, and there's a lot of people in this boat. You lose Odell. Keenan Allen puts up a goose egg.
You go up against Tevin Coleman. You go up against Derrick Henry, which we have to talk about Henry later.
Yeah. Yeah, and then all of the penalties against Michael Thomas.
Yep.
I lost by 2.5 points. So
Tyreek wasn't exactly a freak.
Yeah, well, that's not a shocker.
Austin is a little bit of a shocker.
Oh, was it a pregnant woman or something?
Austin Hooper didn't do anything this year or this week.
0.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It was a weird week 15 for fantasy, like for everybody. All your stars didn't really perform.
Nope. Sure didn't.
Barkley had a down week.
Yep.
It was a weird. Zach Ertz had like 3 points.
Yeah, very un-Ertz-like.
Yeah. So yeah,
Ertzed a lot.
No. Foles is starting now for the Eagles.
Yeah.
No Wentz.
Let's
Anyway, let's hop into.
Whoa,
sorry.
Easy there,
putting
cowboy.
the reindeer before the sleigh here.
Yeah,
sorry.
Easy there. My goodness. What are you celebrating Hanukkah?
Hanukkah's over.
Is it?
Yeah. It was like the second week of December this year.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah. How did I miss
8 crazy nights, I tell you.
Dreidel. So, any family stories you want to share?
Kids, we did Christmas this past week.
Wow.
We did my wife's parents hosted. So that was fun. I didn't realize that when you have children that are so close in age together, 13 and a half months apart, that you have to get them the same gift. Basically, you have to get them the same gift.
Like monetary wise, you mean? Or
no, like literally, they both got baby dolls. The same baby doll. One was pink, one was blue. They both got like comfy beanbag chairs. They both got toothbrushes. They both got like the exact same stuff. Because if they're not, they fight. And we know this because my dad his work had a Christmas party and they have a Santa and they give all the kids gifts. My oldest got a 3-year-old gift. My youngest got a 2-year-old gift, and they fought over whose gift was what. So, yeah. So that was Christmas. It's weird that we have to do that. I didn't realize. It was like an eye-opening moment for me that we have to do that.
See, when I was a kid, my mom was really, really concerned about my little sister and I having like the same, either if it wasn't it was always the monetary value.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was all BS or whatever, because as kids we really didn't care.
Right.
But my mom was really concerned about making sure that we knew every Christmas, like,
it's the same.
Your sister might have got more presents, or you might have got more presents, but trust me, they're worth the same.
Yeah, my mom did that too. I can second that.
Yeah, and so I think Emily's goal is always, because Emily does all the shopping for the kids.
Yeah.
And her goal is always just to make it like the number of presents seem very, very, very close.
Oh.
Like similar. So, which it works out. And because that's really, I think that the kids mostly care about
the number
of presents rather than the amount, because they don't really have
they don't
understand money.
They don't care.
So as far as my family story, actually this evening, the reason why I was a little behind was we went out and we went and saw Santa.
Nice.
Yeah.
That good, huh?
There is one Santa in the town that we live in, nearby, I should say.
I was like, there is?
That like looks the part. Okay. I'm not talking, smoke break Santa, stains on the beard Santa.
Yeah.
I'm talking the real deal old Saint Nick here. Okay.
All right.
This guy is about a 20-minute drive away, and every year when we go, it's a ridiculous line. Because everyone in town knows
this is the
guy.
This is Santa.
This is the guy.
Yeah.
This is who you turn your list into right here.
Okay.
So tonight with a 8-year-old and a 16-month-old, maybe 17-month-old by now. I lose track. We waited for a good hour and a half in line to see Santa. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just to hear her freak out and cry, my daughter.
Oh, of course.
Freak out and cry and scream and yeah. I don't get it.
There was a Santa at my dad's work party.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And it looked, I mean, not the one that you're talking about, but looked the part. He kept itching his face and putting his beard in the right spot. But my youngest, who I didn't think would do it, sat right on his lap. Just kind of went stone-faced, like didn't freak out, didn't cry, didn't scream anything, but just kind of looked at everyone like, what is this?
Well, before I put Carly on Santa's lap, I knew what was going to happen, and I looked at the guy, and I said, "I'm sorry, Santa."
So he knew it was coming.
And his exact words were, "It's not going to be the first or the last time tonight."
All right, Santa.
It's like, at first it was funny, but then I thought about it more, and I could hear the sadness in the voice. It was like, oh man.
When my oldest did it, she didn't sit on. She walked up, looked at him, stood there awkwardly, standoffish, and then he asked her questions, and she posed for pictures, big old grin on her face. But then he was like, what do you want for Christmas? And she looked not at me or her mom, but she kind of looked away and answered the question. It was just like, what are you doing?
Oh man.
So he played it off, and Santa was good.
All right, Matt. So you want to get into the news and notes?
Not really, because I know it's going to be a review of
all
stupid things that
IR.
happen. Yeah.
Go ahead, Oprah.
You get an IR. You get an IR. You get an IR.
Y'all get IR.
Everybody gets IRs.
Oh boy.
Yes.
That tickles me.
Everybody.
All right. So Cam Newton's been dealing with a shoulder injury. I mean, that's been pretty obvious.
Yeah.
He's not going to play the final 2 weeks of the season, so make other plans. The Panthers got off to a roaring 6-2 start, but have since dropped 6 in a row and tumbled out of the playoff picture.
That kitty is not purring.
Cam Newton was part of the MVP conversation heading into November, but injured his shoulder again and has not looked right for some time. He's been held touchdownless in back-to-back games. Newton does finish the year with a career-best 67.9% completion rate, and he has 28 total touchdowns with 13 interceptions. Rumors are that he may need another surgery, and stop me when you recognize this name, Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, he hasn't made an NFL start.
He's had, I think you're right. I think he's had 5 attempt passes in his career. Well, he's starting this week, and boy, we're going to see what Taylor is made of.
Right.
Not a lot, probably.
No.
Not a lot.
You going to downgrade McCaffrey for this championship week?
No. If anything, I feel even stronger about it because it's what else they got? What else you got?
Yeah, but their defense is going to go,
what else you got?
Stop McCaffrey because you
got
it. Nothing else.
Try it. McCaffrey's hot. I'm feeling it. Packers placed Aaron Jones, who was having a bit of a knee injury.
You get an IR.
On the injured reserve. Jones suffered a sprained MCL in Week 15, so it will be Jamal Williams as the Packers lead back against the Jets. Jets, Jets. Whew. So what is Williams to you? Does that make him an RB1 to you this week, an RB2?
He's probably more of an RB2.
Yeah.
I can't. The Packers aren't playing for anything. Pride, I guess, but there was talk that Rodgers wouldn't start this week. Philbin hasn't named a starting quarterback. Rodgers came out and said, I'm going to play.
I said that.
But
I'm a competitor. I would hope so.
I want to lead this team and get Joe Philbin removed from the head coach. If you've got, are you really, if you're in the championship, you're probably not rolling out Jamal Williams as your RB1.
I don't know.
I don't understand why the Packers hate Aaron Jones. Everyone in that Packers organization seems to hate the guy, except for Aaron Rodgers.
See, I've heard you say that before. I don't know if I really buy into that.
They don't feed him. When they give him touches, he does something with them, and then they just go, nah, second half, no thanks. This week he got hurt.
Let's talk about Aaron Jones a little bit.
Okay.
This is his second season with a 5.5 yard per carry average.
Yep.
Jones ran for 728 yards and 8 touchdowns on 133 carries and caught 26 of 35 targets for 206 yards and 1 score this season.
Okay.
That's not obviously the greatest production ever. It's not an MVP type season, but Jones a few weeks there was, definitely start worthy. Easily.
Yeah, but if you look at his numbers, he's in the first half of games he had 74 attempts. The second half of games he had 59 attempts. 430 yards to 300 yards second half. They just they use him in the first and then they just okay, we're done.
I don't think that says that they don't like him.
Rodgers has said he needs to be on the field more, but as you see, he's getting less.
So what is Aaron Jones to you this offseason? What is he worth?
It depends on who they hire as a head coach. To me, I would easily give up a second-round pick to get him.
Oh, easily. He's worth more than a second. You can't get him for a second in any league. Can't do it.
Yeah, I don't, late first, I would be okay with.
I think that's perfect. I think
you need a running back.
He's a late first type guy.
But I don't know what he's going to be like. The next head coach could come in and go, we really like Williams. We're going to put Jones behind him. Like, it's such a unknown situation. Like, are you really going to trade for him at that price now?
I highly expect them to draft a guy.
Oh.
And I don't think it's going to be a high draft pick, but they're going to get a rookie in there. Did you see they brought Capri? They got Capri Bibbs off of the.
Yeah, it's just for a body.
I know, but it's like, dude, if you're looking at Capri Bibbs as like your RB3 this week or RB2 or whatever on a real roster, you need to get somebody else in there. Mix up a little bit.
They traded Montgomery,
which that I'm perfectly okay with.
Yeah,
I don't blame him one bit.
Maybe Le'Veon Bell goes to Green Bay.
Wow. Can you imagine Le'Veon Bell and Aaron Rodgers on the same offense, though? I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, that's why it won't happen, because it would make sense.
Well, financially, too.
It'd be fun.
Because you're going to have to pay him a lot of money, like you and I have talked about before.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hall of Fame running backs, the Seahawks signed Bo Scarborough.
Bobo.
Scarborough has been plucked off the Jaguars practice squad and will be a name to monitor in the crowded Seattle backfield led by Chris Carson, according to rotoworld.com. Yeah.
Really?
But I wanted to read that and see what you thought of it.
No, yeah.
According to these guys, the signing is presumably insurance for running back Rashard Penny, who was inactive in Week 15. The rookie was a big name out of Alabama, but Scarborough was only a 7th-round selection in the 2018 draft. Matt, is this just a body that's going to end up being on the waiver wire soon?
Yep.
Okay. I thought so, too.
Yep.
But then again, it's the Seahawks. You never know with those running backs, man. You just never know.
Yeah. But, yeah.
If you're in a super deep league, are you picking them up?
No. Wow. I don't expect him to do anything next year, so why would I pick him up?
I don't expect him to be a Seahawk next year.
Yeah. He's been on 3 rosters this year.
Yeah, that's a lot. He's moving around, but so did Alex Collins.
And he's going to be moving around, too.
But you got a good year out of it. You had one good year.
Did you?
Yes. Look him up. Go ahead. I'm not going to waste everybody else's time.
Did you?
The Lions place running back Kerryon Johnson.
On the yard!
Ending his season. The 43rd pick in April's draft, Johnson hasn't played since Week 11. Seldom used to start the season as part of a committee, it didn't take long for Johnson to separate himself from the pack in Detroit. He had a pair of 100-yard rushing games and an 87-yard effort his last game. Johnson finishes with a 118, 641, and 3-touchdown rushing line and 32 catches for 213 yards and another touchdown as a receiver.
You were high on this guy.
I was very high, and I'm still high on him. Those are decent numbers.
Yeah, okay.
For a guy that was sharing a lot of his time, he looked good. He passed the eyeball test, did he not?
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be the lead back in Detroit. Yeah.
Maybe number-wise, that's underwhelming, but if you watched Kerryon Johnson play, I think you'd be pretty happy with what you got and where you got him.
You probably got him mid to late first.
Yeah. So Zach Zenner is going to be the lead back here for the last 2 weeks of the season for the Lions because they're not going anywhere.
Good job, Zach.
Yeah. You'd have to have pretty big cojones to start Zach Zenner, would you not?
Yeah, he's almost Yeah, he's a guy that has always come on late in the year. Like every year, you're like, oh, this is the year Zach Zenner goes away. Oh, it's the end of the year. Here comes Zach Zenner. Like he's always at the week 14, 15, 16, he's doing something for Detroit. He's almost like Derrick Henry, who doesn't do anything for the first 12 weeks of a season and then just blows up. Like last year when he went hot in the playoffs, and I said, sell him. And then he stunk all year, and then, I'm just going to have my hottest 2 weeks ever in the fantasy football playoffs.
You sound salty, Matt.
It's 2 years in a row of running the hottest running back in the playoffs. That's all. That's all.
You okay?
Yeah, that's whatever.
You sure you turned red?
Rudolph, the red-nosed Renshaw.
The Rams signed running back C.J. Anderson. This guy will not go away. With Todd Gurley dealing with with knee inflammation, the Rams are taking out a Week 16 insurance policy. Stop throwing stuff. Were Gurley to sit against the Cardinals' soft run defense, CJ would likely see an immediate run alongside existing backups, John Kelly and Justin Davis.
Yeah.
You buying that?
John Kelly.
You'd rather have John Kelly?
Yes.
If you had to start one?
Yes.
I think Gurley plays. This is obviously isn't a good sign, but I think Gurley plays.
Yeah.
And
they need him to play.
This is the thing. If you have Gurley, you're not sitting him. If he's active, you're not sitting him.
Yeah.
So you're going to go down with that ship.
Yep.
Just like I went down with the ship with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
That's a redraft league.
Okay. That makes it softer.
It does.
I'm in one
I'm in one redraft league as well.
Coach Dan Quinn conceded Devonta Freeman, who's been on the IR, will not return this season.
Shocker.
2 weeks ago, Quinn said Freeman still had a shot to return at the end of the year. He was eligible to come off this week, but it wasn't in the cards. Tevin Coleman, Brian Hill, and Jeremy Langford will finish out the year in Atlanta's backfield.
That's because Ito Smith. Where'd he go?
On the...
You get an IR.
Yay. So, and Ito Smith is definitely a name to know. We talked about him a little bit last week.
You would rather have Coleman. I would rather have Ito Smith.
Yeah, so check that out in the archives. But this is a really big opportunity for Coleman. If Coleman can string together a final 2 weeks that look just like last week, where it was a big game.
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Shut up.
What happens? What happens if he strings together 3 nice games at the end of the season? Is that going to change
my opinion of him? No, he sucked all year.
Okay. They say, I've heard this theory before.
Yes.
Your final 4 or 5 games are the ones to those if those games are really good, a lot of times you'll see some kind of carryover to the first few weeks of the next season. Like a breakout season starts for these sophomore guys or these third-year players, the final 4 or 5 weeks of that first season. I've heard that theory before. I'm not saying it happens all the time.
You mean like Derrick Henry did last year when he ran all over the Chiefs? And then
You're getting ahead of me on Derrick Henry.
No,
we're going to do a whole section on Derrick Henry.
I'm just giving you an example of a guy that got hot late in the year last year.
I didn't say it worked all the time. I'm just saying it's a theory.
Who says that?
I don't know where I heard it from. I heard it from somebody. I heard it on the radio once, so it must be true.
Internet. Everything's true on the internet.
Probably. So, outside of Tevin Coleman, who we both agreed had to be a little desperate, but this makes it a little better. I mean, he's obviously better than Brian Hill, and he's definitely better than Jeremy Langford.
Yes.
So, you start him, right? Yeah. Tevin Coleman's worth a start.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you making it this far and having to consider Hill.
No.
But, man, if you had Ito Smith, that sucks.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to do anything anyways. Let's see, where do we go from here? Oh, the Rams. The Rams waived their returner, Pharaoh Cooper.
Yeah.
Who was an all-pro return man in 2017. Cooper really did fail to make an impact after coming off of injured reserve in late November, and his release was considered somewhat of a surprise. So just this afternoon, Cooper found a new home with the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know about you, but I find that really, really interesting considering the Cardinals have just about nothing left on wide receivers. I think they started J.J. Nelson last week.
Yeah, Fitz, Nelson, Chad Williams, Christian Kirk.
Yeah, but Christian Kirk's on the IR.
Right. I'm listing off wide receivers they've got. Yeah.
I like Pharaoh Cooper a lot. There's a flyer.
Oh, no, you don't.
Cooper, no, I'm not saying start him this week, but I'm saying I think Cooper has much more value here than he did over in Rams territory. Little bump. It's a little bump.
He's a return man. He's a return man for anybody.
But with such a shallow wide receiver group, most likely in 2019, he might have a shot to get some time.
You don't think they A, draft people or B, sign people?
They do, but they're not going to they're not going to revamp their entire wide receiver core.
Why?
They just won't. Teams don't do that. You don't just revamp an entire wide receiver core in one off season. It never happens. Ever. Go ahead. Ever.
I challenge that.
Okay.
Challenge flag is thrown. The Rams last year, Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. Who was their wide receivers before? They revamped their entire wide receiver room.
I'd have to look it up. But I bet you anything there's at least one or two of them that were there the year before. Guarantee it.
Yeah, but they were the fourth or fifth or sixth option, just like Pharaoh Cooper is going to be in Arizona.
J.J. Nelson deserves to be like a wide receiver 5 or 6 on most rosters. Chad Williams is definitely there. I mean, I guess I see what you're trying to say. I just don't know if maybe I'm not making my point correctly.
You think he's going to have value with the
I think if I'm in a super deep league, Pharaoh Cooper is probably out there. I have no problem with you picking up Pharaoh Cooper because his value might be a little higher this offseason and going into next year. Pharaoh Cooper just seems like that name where he's going to be a third-year wide receiver going into 2019, right? He's shown that he has some kind of brilliance, at least with returning. A lot of wide receivers get on the field more and more with that skill set. I don't know. It might work. The problem is they got Rosen doesn't look good at all. Rosen looks awful.
That's because the offensive line can't block.
Yeah. But when we pretty much can guarantee that Fitzgerald's going to be gone, right? And Christian Kirk is still young. We've seen what these NFL guys do with young wide receivers. A lot of time they take their time.
Yeah, 2-3 years.
They're probably going to put Pharaoh Cooper in there. I'm not saying Pharaoh Cooper's a future 1,000-yard wide receiver.
I just don't see that. I don't see them playing him. That's all.
He's going to get on the field. I think Pharaoh Cooper is going to be on that offense like a starting lineup for the Cardinals.
We'll come back to this episode in a few months.
I'm not saying he's an MVP candidate.
No,
I'm
I
just
just don't think he's
going
going to start.
Lineup.
I don't. You do. That's noted. Okay. I think they bring in people. I think they're going to fire their head coach.
They should, actually. They really should. That is one of the worst teams in the NFL.
I didn't realize that Byron Leftwich could be a worse offensive coordinator than he was a quarterback. And I know he had a couple good years, and he was good at Marshall when they carried him with a broken leg. Like, I get it, but that offense got worse.
Oh, easily.
So,
and there's growing pains because there's a lot of rookies at key positions,
right?
And I get that, but
I don't know if you know this, but
ugly.
that David Johnson guy's pretty good. You should use him, utilize him more.
I think he's overrated. We'll talk about all that stuff this offseason, but I think David Johnson's very overrated.
All right.
We got hashtag dad stat here. Phillip Lyndsay became the first undrafted offensive player to be selected to the Pro Bowl as a rookie.
Yeah.
Lyndsay earned his selection by scoring 9 rushing touchdowns while averaging 5.4 yards on his 182 carries. The undrafted rookie has also snagged 33 of 45 targets for 230 yards and an additional touchdown. The other running backs to be selected to the Pro Bowl are James Conner, Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, and Tariq Cohen as a return specialist. Those are names that you usually don't really fit in with Phillip Lyndsay.
Right.
I mean, what a difference, 3 months makes?
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
One name popped out at me as an undrafted player that made a Pro Bowl, but I haven't been able to find how many Pro Bowls he made. Arian Foster.
Well, this is an undrafted free agent, though.
Rookie. Right. Arian Foster was an undrafted free agent.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant rookie. You're right.
Rookie year. That's where I'm like, I'm looking at his Foster's rookie year numbers, and he didn't do anything.
It's just remarkable to see a guy like Phillip Lyndsay. I know the Pro Bowl is whatever. I get it. It's a popularity contest.
You know the last Pro Bowl that Tom Brady played in?
No.
It's like 2000 and I want to say 3 or 8. Like, it's been a long time.
Do you think we see Brady next year?
Yeah. Well, it depends. If they win the Super Bowl, I think he's done.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
They're in the playoffs.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
You say that. They're in the playoffs.
Matt, you stop it.
He made 4 Pro Bowls, Arian Foster
Stinker.
did. 10, 11, 12, and 14. So his sophomore season.
There's a name from the past.
Yeah.
Arian Foster.
Undrafted rookie running backs. What do we got?
That's really it. I kind of wanted to go through the playoff picture because we're there, and this is kind of interesting to talk about.
Not fantasy playoffs. This is like
not fantasy playoffs. So here's your locked in guys. Here's this kind of, you might want to know this for fantasy, I guess. The Saints are clinched for that number 1 seed. They're not going anywhere.
They haven't clinched the 1 seed, have they?
Yeah. So it's a little X and a little Y here. So they're locked in.
They won their division.
Yeah,
and they've got a bye, but I don't think they're a first round lock yet.
It says that Matt. I'm reading it.
Okay.
I got the link in the thing if you want to look at it. Let's see. X and Y. Okay. So X means clinch playoff berth. Y means they clinch their division title. So they don't have the Z. You need the Z for the first round bye.
Thank you. I believe what you're trying to say is, Matt, you were right.
No one has a Z yet, but they're gonna get it.
You were right.
They're gonna get it. Let's see. The Chiefs have also clinched. The Rams have also clinched. The Bears and the Chargers have clinched. So we're going to have 2 AFC West teams, Chiefs and the Chargers. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Teams that are not...
The Chiefs may not be the 1 seed.
No, they might not be. Both them and the Chargers are 11-3, and I think the Chargers have the tiebreaker, right?
They do, because they've beaten the Chiefs.
So your NFC teams that are...
No, wait.
Hey.
The Chiefs have the tiebreaker. The Chiefs and the Chargers are 1-1 against each other. The Chiefs have the better divisional record.
Oh, okay. That's right. So of your AFC teams, these are the teams that are actually still fighting, and they're not clinched yet. Just about everybody. It's the Texans, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Patriots, the Colts, wow, the Titans, wow, the Dolphins, more wows, and the Browns. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
The Browns are somehow mathematically at 6-7-1.
Still not eliminated. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Colts, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Browns. I can't believe that. That's gross.
Is it? Andrew Luck's had a pretty good resurgence.
I want to see the Colts in the playoffs because I think that they could be a real dark horse team. No pun intended.
If Andrew Luck does not win comeback player of the year, there is something wrong with the NFL. Like, that's the most no-brainer award ever this year.
I completely agree with you, and that's rare.
Matt, you were right.
So the NFC teams are still fighting. We got, 3 spots left in the wild card?
Yep.
The Vikings, the Seahawks, the Cowgirls, the Eagles, the Redskins, and the Panthers. The Eagles, Redskins, and Cowboys are all still fighting for this.
Yeah. If the Cowboys, all the Cowboys have to do in the next 2 weeks is win 1 of 2 games, and they're in the playoffs.
Yes.
And they play Tampa this week. And here's what I think. Because it's happened every year. Jason Garrett has been a head coach. It's going to come down to the last week of the season. The Cowboys playoffs start week 17, and they play the Eagles week 17.
I feel like the Panthers gave up with them sitting down Cam and Taylor.
Yeah, the Panthers did give up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really think this is, you got 5 teams fighting for 3 spots. The Eagles, the Skins, and I think the Skins are done too. So really, it's, if you ask me, it's down to the Eagles, the Vikings, the Seahawks, and the Cowboys for these last 3 spots.
Thankfully, I was wrong. The Cowboys play the Giants week 16 or 17.
They'll be fine.
So
then again, the Giants might totally screw you over. I can see the Giants doing that.
Yeah. So all we got to do is beat the Buccaneers, the Giants, and they're in. So
is that all?
That's it. But when you get skunked by the Colts, first time since 2003, you haven't scored any points.
Do you want to see the Texans in here in the playoffs?
Yes.
Am I the only one that has no desire to see the Browns or the Dolphins or the Titans here?
I don't want to see the Browns. I don't care about the Dolphins. I don't want to see the Titans.
I just don't want to see teams that won't make it
they have
all
no
the way.
Shot.
Like, they have no shot. Like, the Browns, the Panthers, the Redskins, the Dolphins, the Titans are all teams that have literally no chance.
If you look at the playoff seeds in the AFC, I could see any of those teams representing the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Patriots?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any of those teams could be a Super Bowl player.
If you're Roger Goodell, scary. But if you're Roger Goodell and you can make any Super Bowl matchup that you want with these teams here,
okay,
you can rig it all and make it happen.
Yes, okay.
In the interest of ratings, in the interest of marketing,
I can't wait. Just ask me the question.
I want to hear it. Who would your Super Bowl matchup be, Mr. Goodell?
Matchup would be those teams that don't have players that take knees.
That was weak. I expected much more.
Not a good impression. The dream matchup.
From a marketing
standpoint, I said this last week, and you think it's dumb. I think Chargers Rams. I know.
God.
I know.
Everyone in 49 states doesn't want to watch that game. There are 49 states that don't tune into that. If you're looking for
the biggest fan bases, if that's like the end game here,
it's not just that. It's a intrigue and it's a storyline sport.
I'll pick two from each. I would say that the Patriots probably and the Steelers from the AFC, and the Saints and the Cowboys from the NFC. Saints, everyone wants to see Breeze win it, MVP, be the year. This is the guy broke all these records. Cowboys just have a huge following, so you're looking at marketing money there. Patriots, everybody hates to root or loves to root against the Patriots, and the Steelers, like the young offense, James Conner, those young wide receivers. Ben's getting up there in age. Maybe he rides off in the sunset. Like I think those are your big four.
Yeah, everybody loves a good retirement story. I think the Patriots is easily the AFC answer because everyone wants to see what happens if Brady wins it and what happens with Gronk and what happens with Belichick. We've been talking about Brady and Gronk walking away for, it seems like forever, about 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And that offensive that window for them, I think, is closing pretty rapidly. Yeah. And I think they know it too. But if you ask me, it's Patriots, and then I think you could do Saints.
Yeah,
I would love to see Brady versus Breeze in what might be both of their last hurrah
retirement match.
That might be kind of cool, would it not?
Winner goes home.
And the Patriots have a huge, fan base.
Yep. As do the Saints.
And the Saints are ridiculous. They love Drew Brees. That team, I don't know, man. I think that would be great.
A retirement match.
Patriots Saints would be so cool, and the NFL would go crazy over it because it's Brady versus Breeze.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Peyton versus Belichick.
Tune into our halftime show. It's gonna be absolute garbage.
Who's that?
I don't care.
Oh,
it doesn't even matter. It's gonna be garbage.
It wasn't Katy Perry. Prince died.
But no one wants to watch the Seahawks in a Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
No.
The Bears maybe.
That'd be kind of cool.
Bears have fans everywhere. In every state, there's a Bear fan.
Hey, there are two former Raiders that have made big impacts on their team, and both of them could be in the playoffs. Like the Bears are in. The Cowboys could be in. Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about. I really want the Colts to get in. I don't know what they have to do or how close they are. I think Andrew Luck in the playoffs is
so then who are you taking
evil.
out? You taking the Ravens out?
The Ravens shouldn't be in there. The Ravens are a good football team, but they're not going to win it. Give me the Colts. The Colts have a better chance of winning it than the Ravens, and I'd love to see Luck versus Brady.
If the Patriots take us the 3 seed.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me the Steelers. And then I want to see Le'Veon Bell get his ring.
Colts could beat any one of those teams right now.
No.
Patriots, Ravens, Chargers, Steelers, Texans, Chiefs. Colts have a chance in every one of those games.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They are not going to beat the Chiefs.
They have a chance. Chiefs didn't look that good. Chargers laid out the blueprint, baby. Chiefs ain't winning nothing, and you know that.
Go for 2 with 3 seconds left?
Chiefs ain't winning nothing, and you know that.
You're right, but I think the Chiefs beat the Colts.
Maybe. Colts look good, dude. Also, this just in.
Breaking news.
James Conner unlikely to play against the Saints. Boom.
Shocker.
So.
Jalen
Samuels all the way. You starting him in your championship game?
Yes, dude.
What about Ridley? Ridley looked pretty good.
What about Ridley?
Ridley kind of stole the show.
No, he
Samuels
did not. Last week, it was the Jalen Samuels show. That's why they beat the Patriots.
It must have been the week before that.
Yes, the week before he had a goal line touchdown. Woohoo!
No, I'm just saying. But Samuels didn't. Let me look it up.
Last week, Samuels rushed 19 times for 142 yards.
Yeah, Samuels killed it.
Yeah, he didn't catch the ball, which kind of shocked people. 2 receptions for 30 yards, but tore it up on the ground. Yeah, he's the guy. You start him. Here's the question. Been proposed by a few people. Are the Steelers really good at finding running backs, or is their system the reason that those running backs are good?
You can only use the system. It's all the system, not the player. So many times. I think it's a combination of both. You can't be a successful running back in the NFL without the right system, but you have to have the talent too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've said this. I think James Conner is a system running back for most of the season. He's
James
in the
Conner's
right
also
system.
talented, though.
He's in the right system to produce.
Is Le'Veon Bell a system guy? Say it.
You could
say it, you sick SOB. Go ahead and say it, because you know we're going to burn you.
I don't think that Le'Veon Bell is a system running back. I think that's an example of a super talented guy in the right system, really produce. But the Steelers have a proven system for running backs. When's the last time they haven't had a decent running back?
What? How is that your argument?
They went from
How is that your argument?
bus.
They drafted Le'Veon Bell,
The
early second round?
Not early, but mid. Yeah, him and Fat Eddie Lacy are in the same draft class.
Yeah, I know that. Who was that? The Cardinals had a guy too that everybody was really high on. Who was that Cardinals? It was a Cardinals running back, not David Johnson.
Not Chris Johnson.
No.
We're getting
Was
off
this
topic.
2014? Right? 2014 NFL draft class
For what?
for Le'Veon Bell.
No, dude.
No, I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell must have been 2000. He's not that far ahead of it.
Of 2014?
It might be 2013. It's 2013.
Dude. Are you I don't even think you're in the right.
I am.
2013?
I feel pretty good about it. I'm looking right now.
Yeah. 2013 draft.
Doop.
It's a 2013 draft. Is that what you yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he in there?
Yeah, it's a 2013 draft.
Woo! Look at that.
What's the Cardinals running back you were talking
I
about?
don't know. I'm looking. Hold on. Go ahead and talk about something.
I'm talking about how you don't know what you're talking about.
Give me a second.
Oh my goodness, you are. You know who the first pick in that draft was? Chiefs had it.
I forgot all about Monte Ball until right now.
Eric Fisher. That draft was awful at the top. Tavon Austin was the 8th overall pick.
Christine Michael. Travis Kelce was here. Wow. That's crazy.
Tyler Eifert was in that draft. DeAndre Hopkins fell to 27. Cordero Patterson.
Niall Davis, too.
Good old Nile. Ertz was that draft. That's a tight end draft.
Jonathan Franklin.
Manti Te'o's girlfriend?
Marcus Lattimore for 49ers. Oh, man.
Why are we doing this? Like you said.
Denard Robinson. Stephon Taylor. That's the guy. Everybody was high on Stephon Taylor for the Arizona Cardinals. He was a 5th-round running back out of the Pac-12. I remember everybody being pretty hyped about it, and he didn't do nothing. That was the guy I was trying to think of. I'm sorry.
Cool.
I threw the whole show off for that.
Wasting all of our time. You know who was a better pick 6 picks later? Sorry, 4 picks later? Kenny Stills.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Just interesting.
Oh, Latavius Murray. There he is. Andre Ellington. That was the guy I was really thinking of.
Oh.
So Stephon Taylor and Andre Ellington were the two. I remember there being some kind of combination, and no one, neither of them really did anything worthwhile. Your boy Rex Burkhead, man, this was a big year. 2013 was fun.
Kenyon Barner's in that draft too.
Yeah, Spencer Ware.
Yeah.
Wow. Theo Riddick. It's like a blast from the past, Matt.
Whoa. Imagine that when you look at old drafts, you find players that were drafted in that draft.
Unbelievable.
Wow. This is fun. What are we doing now?
Well, it really is a good thing to think about, though, with draft season coming up, and everybody's going to be getting all hyped up on rookies and sugar and Mountain Dew and stuff. And it's like, you need to remember, it wasn't too long ago where people were drafting Andre Ellington and Stephon Taylor, Matt.
Oh.
Research.
Who was that running back that got drafted in one of our redraft leagues that wasn't even in the league anymore?
No.
It was like Detroit.
Oh, yeah. The Detroit guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Zenner, Blunt, Carry On.
No,
I know. Theo. Yeah, it was somebody before that.
it was awful. We had a buddy draft him in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
All right, well, this show's went off the rails.
Thank you for yes.
Absolutely. So, Matt, we're going to be cutting the show off a little short here.
Okay.
We decided this week not to do your Renshaw Renegades because you don't really need them at this point.
Right.
And then we decided not to do Pick of the Week for 2 reasons. One, go ahead.
Javid Best.
Javid Best, thank you. For one, there's really nothing out there line-wise that looks semi-entertaining to me.
You don't just want to randomly pick one?
No, not at all. Just nothing looked good. Nothing looked like value. And I've been too busy to even dig into it much deeper than that. So
humble brag.
Didn't want to do that. Sorry. And let's see. And there's no reason to do, the hot takes until next week.
Yep, because then it's done-ish.
Well, not next week, but the week after that, because we are not going to be here next week.
No, we are not.
We're actually going to enjoy Christmas with our families. We're not going to do nothing.
Anything.
Nothing.
Anything.
Nothing. But we do have a surprise to make up for that absence, right? After next week, you're going to take a week off, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to come back with...
The Daddies.
The Daddies. We are going to introduce all of the Daddies categories, explain what they mean, explain the contestants, or the nominees, I should say. And we're going to give the date and open up the polling for that moment there. And then I think what we're probably going to do is we're going to have the winners, come the Pro Bowl? Right?
Yeah,
does that give us enough time?
Yep, that's usually what we do.
We'll go over all that in a couple weeks, but stay tuned for that. It's going to be all over Twitter at the Dynasty Dads. And yeah, that's really all I got for this week, Matt.
If you have a Twitter, you'll see it because it's that popular.
That's very true.
So you know.
Speaking of humble brags, weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the show. We will see you all in 2 weeks. Have a great Christmas, and hopefully you win your championship games.
God bless.
Thanks for hanging out with us on another episode of the Dynasty Dads Podcast. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and follow us on Twitter at Dynasty Dads. Visit us at our website, dynastydads.com, for articles, news, and notes, Dynasty Dads gear, and more.